Hi guys, it's Ali from Winged Reviews on Bookish Days, and it's Saturday again. This week we've been talking about books that we've read that we think would make good films. And so I'm just going to share with you my picks. I've picked three book series. I picked these before I started watching any of the other videos this week. I knew there was going to be some duplicates because by the time you get Saturday, sometimes, obviously, some of the ones that you're going to pick have already been used, but I don't care. I'm sticking with the ones that I picked, even though one of them is a duplicate. And I'll start with that one, because this is my most favourite YA series ever. And I will squeal the day that I find out they make these into films, and I really hope they do. And that is the Iron Fey series by Julie Kagawa. And the reason I think these would make really good films is because aside from the fact that they are full of adventure from start to finish, it would also be really visually, it would make a good visual aspect of the film. Seeing the Never Never come to life, and seeing all the different types of Fae being created, the Winter Fae and the Summer Fae and everything in between, and then the Iron Fae, Glitch and the horse and things like that. It would look spectacular. And as I say, these books, they're so full of magic and adventure, and they're so exciting, and I tore through every single one of them whenever they came out. I think my favourite is the Iron Queen. They're just brilliant, and I think that they would be good for everybody to watch, because my partner, he has read these as well, so I think boys would like them too. Lots of fighting and battles and cool magic and things like that, so I don't think it'd just be a girl film. I think it would be a good film for everybody. The next series that I have picked is a YA epic fantasy series that I absolutely adore. It's called The Black Magician Trilogy by Trudy Canavan. The first book is The Magician's Guild. The second book is The Novice. And the third book is The High Lord. And these, as I say, are epic fantasy, traditional fantasy, whatever you want to call them. And I just think that they would be really good as films. There's a huge story to them, quite a complex, kind of Lord of the Rings-esque kind of story to them. There's a complex magical system, there's all different characters that are having different adventures and different journeys and things. And the author of these books, Trudy Canavan, obviously took a lot of time to plan these. In the front of every book there are maps. I love it when you get a map in front of a book. I know that they've taken a lot of time to create that world, and she really did create a fantastic world with these books, and I would be so pleased if they made these into films. She's currently, she's currently in the middle of the second series set in this world, which is 20 years later, which only the first two books have come out for that so far. The Ambassador's Mission and The Rogue, and the third and final one comes out later this year. So they could even carry on if they started making the first three. So yeah, I would love that. And then the last series that I think would make really great films. This series is a adult urban fantasy series. It's called the Fever series by Karen Marie Moning. And I read these on Kindle, so I'll just show you the cover for the last one, which is Shadow Fever. The first book was Dark Fever, book 2 is Blood Fever, book 3 is Fae Fever, book 4 is Dream Fever, and then, this is the final book, Shadow Fever. And yeah, these are adult urban fantasy. They are about fairies, but they are nothing like any other fairy you've ever read. These are really scary, and it's very adult. There are Seelie and Unseelie, but as it's explained, there aren't that much difference between either courts. They're all bad, There's none of them got very many nice traits. And it's about a girl who goes to Dublin to reopen her sister's murder case, to find out, to try and get them to reopen the case, to find out what happened to her sister and why she was murdered in Dublin. And so the whole series is set in Dublin, which gives it a really quirky sort of vibe. The streets of Dublin, quite different to any other settings I've read books in before. So, and ultimately it is a 5-book series, but it's like one massive story split into 5. It's not really like 5 separate stories, it's just kind of 5 installments of one story, and I read all 5 books in a week. I was obsessed with this series. It's so good, so good, and much better than any other adult urban fantasy series that I've ever read. I absolutely love these books, and I think, again, visually, these would be so cool, yet quite scary. If they got it right, if they got the dark fairies right, and there are some quite awful things happen to Mac. That's the girl who's involved in this book. And she goes through quite a transformation from the start of the series to the end. And to see that happen on screen would be really good. And maybe this would make a good sort of TV series, actually. You know, like the HBO ones, the True Blood and Game of Thrones, things like that. Maybe it would make a better one of those rather than actual films. But yeah, those are my 3 picks. And yeah, let me know below if there's anything. That's me pointing below, by the way. If there's anything that you would like to see on film or on TV. And I'll see you next week. Thanks for watching. Bye.